Hi, my humanoids. Welcome back to this ship I call StarDust. I'm your Captain Mercury here to entertain you. Now let's move on. So, any OG would remember me talking about TV game series and movies and how that was going to be the next thing. It was going to be the main entertainment goals for productions because of the superhero fatigue. We all got it, okay? I got it before Endgame, so I was a little bit ahead of the curve here. The Witcher, Last of Us, Arcane, Cyberpunk, Edge Runner, and of course Fallout. Precious. I'm waiting for them to destroy that because I can't have anything good. But for right now, it is everything I could have asked for. And obviously, there are games that started off amazing and then decline within time, like The Witcher, removing the main character, the plot changing, storylines, character motivation. It was all terrible. I didn't watch The Witcher, but I have many friends who did, and they were not amused after season 3. Anyway, time for round 2. So, this is going to be about a limited series, not completely like a whole TV show. Things that I think will work within like 4 or 5, maybe a 6 episode season, 30 minutes maybe. I think that would work. My first one. I haven't played Little Nightmares a lot, but I have watched the entire gameplay, and particularly Little Nightmare 1. That's the one I want to be made, and here's why. The visual and the storyline and the monsters are horrifying, and the fact that you are a small little child, very small, not like, oh, you're young for your age, no, like you're like this big, as you're trying to survive and find food. You are the food, and it's funny because you're living on this horrifying floating thing that is a floating resort prison, so you definitely can't get out, and you're the meal, and you're a child this big. But it's not just the visual and storytelling. I know it has to be visually like the game. And I know there's someone out there who can do it. Me? No. But there's someone out there who can do it. Yes, the plotline itself is intense and depressing. But the vibe needs to be captured. The essence needs to be captured. And visually needs to be a side scroller show. Long shots, start to finish. And needs to be visually identical. One take, side scroller visual. The majority of the series. I don't know how you can make it every second of the series. That's not my forte. But if you could, that would make it even better. Because visual, lore, game mechanics are the selling point of that game. And if long pen shots, I will not take it. Moving on. Okay. Y'all gonna call me demons. Listen, this one, hear me out. Little Misfortune. I know, it's like, what do you mean, you sadistic bitch? Well, every reason you say no is why I say yes. Yes, it takes a hard left with all this sweetness and depression and menace and despair, but I think we kind of need that in this time. Once again, let me cook. I know the world is falling apart and we already have that, but let me cook. I think it needs to be made for that reason, guys. Because the world has no empathy, and I feel like we have an apathy crisis. And I feel like this would just get you right on the heartstrings. But Little Misfortune makes you uncomfortable. And that's why it needs to be made. The unfairness of life and its little spiritual, haunting, mythical part of it does make it a plus. But it is just how unfair it is. And how sad it is. I want it to hurt. I want a Lovely Bones limited TV series format for Little Misfortune. If it doesn't make you hurt like the Lovely Bones, then it's not gonna do what I want it to do. And it needs to have hope attached to it, just like the game, only yeah, I think we need that. Yeah, the world needs that right now. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Okay, so this one I kind of like, just a little bit, because there's no way this game can be a limited series. This is a 5-season, 16, 12 episode, 45-minute type of game. Can you guess what it is? Yes, Baldur's Gate 3. You're probably tired of me talking about that game, but you cannot deny that that game in a show would be like another Last of Us, I think. Another Fallout, I think. The depths of the fantasy and lore is unmatched. There's just so many ways you can take this. But personally, besides following the game, I feel like the biggest way for it to be the showstopper, it needs to have the highest of budgets. Here's why. The costumes, the special effects, the makeup, no CGI bullshit. I want a 70% special effects and 30% CGI just to help finish, just to add some finishing details as it should. the creatures in the costume is make or break. And we know special effects makes a costume, and location, which is also very important, is expensive. And I do not care. Whichever streaming service picks it up, you can afford it. Okay? But it will be worth it. Okay? I want background actors custom and dressed up to the nines with the prosthetics and everything. All of them in the background. Mad NPCs. I want them all. Weapons here's the thing. Weapons training. Yes. Once again, money. I don't care. You can afford it. Because this is going to be a live action, bitch. Storytelling in live action as it should be. Like, the possibilities are endless. And I can just fucking see it. Gorgeous. She's glorious. She's a baddie. Come take your baddie chain. Let me relax. Let me relax. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm chill. I have so many more, and I can go on forever. Like, if these streaming services and these production companies are going to get in our community, they have to do it right. We don't get much. We don't ask for much. We as gamers constantly getting shit on. Okay? All we ask is to leave this fucking pure. Give us something. See, when you do it right, people love it. Okay? When you do it right, people will watch it. We have bullied whole game studios. Remember Sonic? The monstrosity of that creature. And I will bully you to my deathbed. That's all I got. That's all I got left. Okay? Anyway, my humanoids, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with what I think the best next limited TV series would be out of mine. Or you could just tell me your own, because all my viewers are creative. I know you are. You smart little bitch. Anyway, my humanoids, thanks for joining me on the StarDust. I'm your Captain Mercury here to entertain you and do good things for goodness sake. Please. Bye.